The smallest cock that I have ever seen.
And hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 39 of the Unknown Games podcast. I am your host, Adrian, and you are listening to a show where we talk about, video games, Japanese video games, our life here in Japan, and the occasional fast food, because chicken nuggets are in style right now, everybody. Chicken nuggets. That's what I'm calling this show. Alex, what's up, man? How's it going on your side of the world?
What's up? I'm Alex. It's good. I mean, we're on the same side of the world, but that's good.
Yeah, we're both here in Japan. We're both here. I don't know.
Japan,
So it might sound a little bit different. I'm trying a little bit new, some new things out here. I've got a new microphone, courtesy of Alex, upgrading me. He's like, "Yo, man, your mic sucks. You need to get another microphone." Okay, he didn't really say that, but
yeah, I mean, I didn't say that. I didn't say that directly, but I mean, I had a microphone to get rid of, and so thanks for taking it off my hands.
I'm glad to take it off, take it off your hands, man. It's a good mic. I'm enjoying it. It's a Blue Yeti, so it seems like it's at that professional level.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty popular mic among streamers.
I don't know. I feel like I'm moving up in the world. I'm doing big things.
Yeah, you are. Good job. I'm proud of you.
It's like you're moving up with handy downs. Good, you can do it. It's like
I think a lot of streamers on Twitch actually use it.
All those good Twitch streamers, the legit ones. I'll be one day. I'll get up there. We'll get up there. I'll do it. I kind of lost what I was going to talk about. Anyways, we're gonna keep it a little bit short because we had a good episode, really good episode last week. If you remember, we talked about Last of Us, Final Fantasy 14, and just Pokemon Snap. There was a whole bunch of news, and just that week was insane. I gotta say, it was a fun episode. So we're gonna hopefully keep that fun going. And remember, you can always follow us on anchor.fm. That's where you can leave us a voicemail. Yeah, that's the voice message right there. And then if you want to actually follow us on like social media, then you can find us on Twitter and or Instagram at UGP_cast, where we just, make posts and have fun, just chill out. So I don't know. Alex, anything good happening with you this week? Is it anything?
I mean, nothing. Coronavirus numbers are slowly starting to go up, but I'm hoping if there's going to be a second wave, it won't be that bad. But yeah, no, it's fine. Been eating a lot of McDonald's recently, actually, to be honest.
McDonald's? Oh, wait. Okay, this is going to go back to the nuggets thing I think I was talking about. I said I was going to have some nuggets, and excuse us if we sound kind of weird. My internet is, like, if anyone has followed me on stream, you know the woes of my internet. I am dealing with some, like, straight up worse than dial-up level broadband internet here. In Japan, it doesn't even make sense. My upload goes up and down like on a whim, and so I'm getting a new internet provider. I've been changing, so hopefully by this time next week, I think it's next Monday, is when I'll actually have fiber instead of cable. And at the moment, I'm working off like 4G LTE. I don't even know if I'm on LTE. I'm just on 4G Wi-Fi. So if I'm cutting out, or if Alex is cutting out, if something sounds weird, or if we sound weird to each other, that is the issue.
Sure, yeah.
Like now. Alex just comes in like,
Yeah. No, it's been fun. I've been eating a lot of food recently. I've been eating kind of out, or if I'm not eating out, I'm eating in, because I've been using Uber Eats a lot. But it's good. McDonald's in Japan launched a new set of burgers. So they do this thing. Well, they do things every season. They do like Gente limited burgers, right? We talked about this before, but the Gente burgers for right now,
right.
are based off countries for some reason. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna do more countries or not. But right now it's three sandwiches, or three burgers rather. One for Japan, one for Canada, and one for England. And the Japan burger, representing Japan, is the Kalbi burger, which is like what's kalbi? It's kind of like a barbecue bean. Or it's Korean, actually, I think, but yeah.
It's like rib. I think it's rib.
Right, that's it. That's right. It's rib. You're right.
Yep.
Yes, that's correct. So the burger representing Japan is kalbi, just the spare rib meat. And here's where it gets weird. The burger representing England is like smoky barbecue, which sounds really generic. And I'm just like, what part of that represents England? Like, why is that England?
What?
Yeah, it's just called smoky barbecue. And then the burger representing Canada is the mighty beef burger. And I'm just like, why is that Canadian? Like, are they saying cows are Canadian? Like, what is...
Yo, that sounds... All I have to say is that sounds really hype. I ain't gonna lie. Like mighty cow burger. That's America. Like, why is that Canada? Like, Canada, I would think of like Canadian bacon or some maple syrup or like some sort of pancake burger, waffle burgers, anything like that. But why
beef? I don't know. Well, Canada, like Canadian beef is kind of well known. I think there's a couple countries that has well known beef. One of them being Australia. I think Australian beef is kind of famous, maybe.
Yeah.
And Japan for Kobe beef, and then Canada has Canadian beef. So Canadian beef is kind of like a thing. But it just says like mighty beef burger. So I don't like. It's so generic. But anyways, so the Canadian burger is mighty beef. I don't know. So I had that. And also at the same time they're bringing back the spicy nuggets, which they take away every year and they bring back every year. It's kind of like the McRib of Japan. I don't know. So I've been eating like a lot of spicy nuggets, and it's really good. You can choose between two sauces. One is the jalapeno cheese sauce, which is legit, by the way, which is legit good.
I love you're like, it's legit good. That's the one. You got to get that.
Yeah, and there's black marble is the other sauce, which is like a Chinese...
It's like Chinese black pepper. I mean, it's like marble tofu, like that kind of Chinese sauce.
But it's like a sauce. Okay. Yeah.
Huh. Like, because what was it last year? Last year's sauce was, I think it was like spicy mayonnaise or something. Like, what was it? Spicy something mayonnaise, right?
But yeah, it was spicy something. It wasn't, I don't know if it was like mayonnaise, but it was kind of like just a generic spicy sauce. And it was good. I liked it a lot. It was really good. And I liked it a lot. But this year, it's jalapeno cheese and black marble, and both are good, but I prefer the jalapeno cheese for sure. That one's the better one.
Well, I've still yet to get it. I was gonna eat it tonight because at least my stimulus check came in from the Japanese government, and I turned over. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna get some of these nuggets. I'm gonna get hype, turn up tonight, and I totally got a salad.
You should just, yeah.
I should get a bunch.
It's not too late. Just Uber Eats it. Just get it now.
When does it expire? Like, because like they only keep these things around for like 2 weeks or something. It's always a really arbitrary time frame. Like, I never know when it ends.
I don't know. I don't think they ever say until when. That's the thing about McDonald's. It always shows like when it starts, but it never shows like when it's leaving.
Because they just take them away, and next thing you know, you're like waiting.
Yeah. Well, speaking of special limited things, also at McDonald's is the Black Thunder McFlurry. That's also back.
That is okay. So this Friday, God willing that they are both still around, I should get some spicy nuggets and the Black Thunder, because I don't know if people, maybe or maybe you don't know about the Black Thunder chocolate bar here in Japan. It's a mix between what is it? Is it Crunky Bar basically? And I think it's a Crunky Bar basically. I
don't know. It's really weird. They're really cheap, by the way. Black Thunders are like 50 yen or something, but it's like chocolate and like a crispy kind of bar. I don't want to say like, it's not like a wafer or anything. I honestly can't describe it, but it's like a weird crunchy kind of texture. It's pretty good.
Because it has either almonds. I don't know if there's an almond one, but there's definitely the what am I looking? The word I'm looking for, peanuts. I believe kind of like crushed peanuts or something in it. I really wanted to call it a Crunky Bar, but it's so cheap. Like Alex was saying, it's like 50 yen. That's like 50 cents. And they give you a nice sized bar, but the ice cream version, that's when it gets like next level. And they only do it during the summer.
Oh, that's also, it's so good. Yeah. I know. So go to 7-Eleven. Like if you guys are, whatever, if you're in Japan right now, or going to be in Japan, maybe not if with Corona, but if you're in Japan already, like go to 7-Eleven and get like a Black Thunder ice cream bar, because those are real good.
Just trust us. It's next level, and it doesn't make any sense because, like we said, it's 50 yen. It's cheap. I think the ice cream is a little bit more expensive. It's not exactly 50, but the fact that you're getting something that's so cheap.
Yeah, the ice cream's like 120 or something.
Yeah. But it tastes really good. I don't know how they do it. I don't even know if it's real chocolate. It can't be real chocolate. There's something, it just can't be good, is what you're thinking. But when you have it, it's good. So I've got to get both of those definitely from McDonald's when I get maybe Friday. Maybe I shouldn't wait till Friday.
Yeah. Right now, because it's Japan. Yeah, don't wait. Well, because it's summer right now, and Japan does like a lot of seasonal foods. The food right now for summer is like chocolate mint, like choco mint, right? So you can get a choco mint Black Thunder ice cream bar right now at 7-Eleven, and that's like super good.
Life is amazing when you're eating that Black Thunder. Yeah, it's a thing. So if you do plan on coming to Japan at any given time, if you're in Japan during the summer months, definitely look up that Black Thunder. We will testify. We will literally, like, this is our promise, our guarantee, Scout's honor. You will have the best chocolate ice cream bar you'll ever have when you eat that Black Thunder. Crunch into it.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
That's it for the food segment, everybody.
Yeah, that's what I've been eating. I don't know. What about you? What have you been eating?
For me, I don't think I've ate anything completely out of the ordinary. Of course, I've been buying my mayonnaise like every week. I bought a bigger bottle because I keep running out of it too fast. Like I bought like the 250 or 300.
That is okay. That's so insane. You live by yourself, right? You live by yourself.
Yeah.
How do you? I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like, how are you eating this much mayonnaise? And you buy a bottle every week?
Yeah, every week or every 2 weeks. But pretty much, if it's like 200 or 250, like a little small one, then it's every week. But if it's kind of like the 300 or 350,
oh my god, my friend!
Like, okay, so here's how I use it, right? So you can use mayo in so many different ways here in Japan. I use it all the time whenever I eat breakfast for like toast. I always use it on toast. I'll use it on an egg if I want. I don't ever use it on the toast and the egg. It's one or the other. So there's breakfast. And for lunch, I'll either use it on my salad. Like if I'm just eating, like coleslaw, then they'll do it here in other restaurants where it's just straight up cabbage, just shredded cabbage. I'll put lettuce. I'll put the mayo on that. And maybe I'll repeat the same thing for the night. Or, if I eat like today, I had like a ham and cheese thing from the bakery. And I was just like, you know what? This tastes great, but what makes it taste even better is if I just stuff it with some mayo. And I just had I stuffed it with the mayo.
Oh my god!
And if you buy pizza, you can also put mayo on pizza, like on the crust. I eat the pizza and then I'll save the crust and I'll put the mayo on the crust.
Oh my god! Are you serious? Oh my god! Where did you learn these things?
I got really addicted to the mayo. Oh, mayo on rice too? That's legit too. All you gotta do is put the mayo on the rice.
I can vouch for mayo on rice because I've done that.
Yeah. Just like udon or something. Like anytime I eat anything, like once the flavor gets boring to me, I just put mayo on it.
That's ridiculous. Have you considered using alternatives, maybe that are a little more healthy, like stuff that's like not made with eggs and oil, but something that's made from soy, maybe, just to be a little more healthy?
They have the half off cholesterol ones and like the no fat ones. So sometimes I'll mix it up and I'll go buy those kinds. But no, I don't use anything else. No. Ketchup is too sweet. I used to love ketchup.
Okay.
Mayo is its own deity.
Yeah. I never eat ketchup actually. It's way too sweet for me as well. I don't like it.
Now I feel weird because I know that I'm probably the only person eating this much mayo. No, there's Japanese people who eat mayo like I'm eating mayo, but in terms of people who are listening or like Western audiences, they're like, dude, why are you eating this? It's bad for you, right? Like, or you can make your own. Like, I've thought about making my own, like really just kind of getting into the mayo more and just whipping it up myself.
Yeah, you should make your own. That's a really awesome idea. I thought about it myself as well because I have a hand blender. So I was like, why not make my own mayo? You just need eggs and oil, right?
Yeah. It's like eggs and oil and sugar, I think.
And then you can maybe salt. I don't know. I've never done it, but I know it's easy. And if you make your own, you can like throw in some spice if you want. You can really just make it your own. If you have like some chipotle, you can make nice chipotle mayo. yeah, you should consider making your own, dude. That'd
Alex,
be
I
fun.
might have to do this. I might have to.
Yeah.
I might have to, man. Like it's, and I can brand it too, like the UGP mayo mix.
Yeah, you put like a print it on a label and then like put it on a jar, and you can ship that across the world. Yeah, by the time it gets whoever buys it, it's just like rotten.
I just give everybody gets it. Just
Yeah, it's
$10
so
a pop.
fun.
Get
Yeah.
that UGP mayo. That UGP mayo. I guess we should probably move on to the actual purpose of the show. I mean, I can't say it's not the purpose of the show, because we do talk about games and we do talk about our life here in Japan, which includes the fast foods. But I guess we can jump into the Steam Summer Sale, because that is going on right now and will be going on, I think, until July 10th. So I don't know. Did you pick up anything on the Steam Summer Sale? Are you looking at anything specifically?
Yeah. So I woke up to whatever, to an email basically saying that my entire wish list had gone on sale. Like every single item in my wish list that wasn't a pre-order, basically, like that isn't available, is on sale. So I'm probably gonna get. I don't know. Like, I want to get a game called Crosscode, which is like a kind of like an indie JRPG. It's not by a Japanese company. But it's just inspired by like Super Famicom era RPG. So if you played like Secret of Mana, or like Seiken Densetsu 3, those kinds of like action, or Star Ocean, for example, as well, like those kind of games, like it's inspired by those kind of games. So it looks really good. It's on sale right now. I might grab that. I might get a game called Moving Out, which is by the same guys that did Overcooked. Same kind of thing. Like you have to work
moving.
with. Yeah, moving out.
Moving in.
Moving out.
Okay. Moving out, not moving in. Moving out.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, moving in would just be the reverse, I guess. But
it's like, please let that be the sequel. Moving in.
Yeah, so I might get that. It's the same team that did Overcooked. So you work with a friend or friends, and you have to work together basically to get your objective done. But since the controls are kind of weird or it's kind of wonky, like it leads to like really interesting situations, and you really gotta like work together. So that, and I don't know, maybe there may be some other games that I might want to get. Like Streets of Rage 4 is on my wish list. I wasn't sure about that, but as a kid growing up, like I played a lot of Streets of Rage as a kid when I was growing up. So yeah, I mean, maybe I could get 4.
It's like kind of on sale. It's not like on heavy discount on the sale, but I mean, like, the game is relatively cheap itself, so it's a little bit off.
20% off on Steam right now. So I mean, that's not bad. Yeah, I heard it was good. Like I heard the soundtrack is awesome. I listened to a little bit of it. It's on Spotify. So it has like a really good soundtrack.
Okay.
It just totally sounds, more or less basically how the original games sounded, like that kind of style, that kind of genre. I think they did a good job of capturing it.
Mm-hmm. I watched
as for the art style,
it looks good.
Yeah, the art style is a little bit divisive. I think it either you love it or you don't like it. I feel like it's not quite how they used to look. Obviously, it's got more of a cartoony, cel shaded look.
Right.
The characters look a little different. Like Axel, for example, Axel in particular, he's really, I don't want to say chunky, but he's like burly. He's huge in 4, like wide, like, but in 3 and 2 and 1, he's more of just a standard guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks kind of more like I guess like an American interpretation of anime, like that kind of American anime style. I don't know how to describe it, but if you probably know what I mean. Yeah. It's not a bad thing or anything. It's just,
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You're right. I agree with you. It's not quite anime. It's veering more on comic, right? Like American comics.
Yep.
But I think it's pretty good, yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I'm thinking about, and hopefully this is so. If you're still listening, and hopefully the audio's in sync, not acting kind of strange. What I'm going to end up probably buying 100% is going to be Undertale. I mean, it's already cheap as it is. It's already just like a 10.
Is it like $3
it's like $3
or something?
So I'm
right?
like, you know what? I haven't played it. Everyone says I should play. I mean, it's not everyone says I should play. It's everyone says you should play Undertale. It's like you should watch Your Lie in April and you're going to cry because it's so sad. And I'm afraid that all of this hype on Undertale is going to actually not devalue the game. Like I'll enjoy it. I feel like it's gonna be great, right? But I feel like, what if I don't get the same effect because I've heard so much and I feel like I should be loving it more than I actually am, or something. That's my worry. It's a weird worry.
Yeah, I think I understand as well, and that's kind of what happens when you jump into anything a little bit later. So that would obviously apply to, any kind of popular movie, or in this case, Undertale. I think as a video game, it's good, it's fine, and I think the enjoyment that you get out of a game like this is kind of I don't know, it's hard to explain. I think it's the same thing with Nier, where your enjoyment where you get out of Nier is more than just the game itself, more than how the program runs, but more like your experience with it and how it affects you.
Right.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense, and that's what I'm kind of like looking forward to, is just kind of experiencing it and seeing how. I mean, part of my mind's going to be comparing it to how people have been telling me about it, but honestly, I'm just going to be trying to just enjoy it and try to figure out what makes it good to me, because obviously, if this many people like it, there's something special about it, right? And there's a lot of times when you find something that's special and it touches you in a different way, you just know it, Even though I didn't cry at the end of Your Lie in April, I still really enjoyed moments of it, and I really enjoyed that anime. So I came out very positive and kind of with a different outlook and understanding. Okay, this I got it. I got it. I got it.
Yeah, I think you should get Nier as well. Like, you missed your chance. Like, I know it was on sale like a half a year ago or something, and because that game rarely goes on sale, it often does not go on sale. So like when I saw it go on sale last year, I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy Nier finally, and I bought it on PC. I bought it twice. Yeah, that's the second time I bought Nier. I bought it once on PS4 at launch, and then I bought it later on PC when it was a little bit on sale, because that game is so good. Combat is swell, story is awesome, soundtrack's good. So I mean, I'm just saying, man, one day.
Yeah, one day I should go back and get it, because like you said, it only goes on sale once or twice a year. And I remember that time, I think it was Christmas. It might have been the Christmas sale, or like New Year's, and it was just $20. It was 20 bucks, and you're like, dude, this is like the lowest it's ever been. I was like, I feel like I saw it for 30 or something. It's not that bad. And it just still hasn't gone back on sale. So like
yeah, you waited, and now you're not gonna get. You didn't
get
it.
I didn't get it. I missed out. Like my plan is to stream Nier and Undertale, so I can have like this combo of. It's just called the games I missed, the culture I missed, or something like that, where it's just like, oh my goodness, this he's finally playing it. I mean,
Yeah, I think if you stream those games, you should definitely turn on like, or in the title say no spoilers, or tag no spoilers or something, because like the way the enjoyment you get out of those games, yeah, it depend on being surprised. Like, that's really where you get the value, the shock, not the shock, sorry, but I don't want, like, the full kind of experience, the way that it's intended to be experienced, like from being surprised. Right. So yeah, for sure, you want to avoid spoilers for that.
Well, I mean, like, so that's the one game I know I'm picking up. I'm gonna look at my wish list really quick. There's like there's a like you, my entire wish list just went on sale. Like, hi, your wish list is on sale, and I'm like, I don't,
Yeah, I woke up and I was just like, oh shite.
Oh, okay. There was just an awkward silence. Sorry. Sorry about that. But no, I mean, like, I Doom Eternal is on sale for like $40, $45 or something like that. Fallen Order is on sale for about the same price. And it's really this debate of, do I want to get these games that are AAA and, I can get them for the non-Japanese price, half off kind of thing, or do I want to get the Sekiro is also on sale for the same, $50 kind of thing. Code Vein as well. Or do I just want to break it up and get like smaller things like Undertale, Chrono Trigger? There's a game like a roguelike that's called Metal Unit that looks really fun that I'd been eyeing, and Battle Fury, like, these little smaller games that you're gonna get more, but you may not get to them for a while because you just bought 4 different games that still take time to play. So that's my debate. I don't know. I do have a question though for you. Like with so many indie games now, especially like card battlers and style, like card battle roguelikes, uh, like is this making finding games on the Steam store difficult during the sale? Like what to get? Does it make it harder?
With so many indie games, to be straight up with you right now, I filter my settings, my Steam store settings. So I actually turned off a bunch of genres and tags and stuff, so I don't see them anymore.
Huh.
But I think Steam has a couple of tools that allow you to try to find a game that you might be interested in. I can't remember what it's called. It's something like yeah, like for you, or you can check the discovery queue. It's called.
Okay.
And that lets you just like they recommend games based on what you have in your library right now or what you've been looking at, and you can kind of tweak it based on a couple settings. So that's how I explore the Steam page. Or I'll look for a genre. So I'm like, oh, I'm in the mood for a JRPG. What JRPGs are on sale right now? And then I'll just look at the JRPG tag on the store and kind of sort through bestsellers or something like that. So, Dragon Quest XI shows up right now because it's on sale right now, and it's a pretty popular JRPG. So now I know that Dragon Quest XI is on sale.
Interesting. I might have to try doing that because that's one of the things where I'm just like, okay, Steam, don't show me this or that. Like, I'm not really too interested. I know it's been curating stuff for me, and I can definitely tell because every weekend I am seeing a game that I'm like, oh gosh, like, man, I want that. And oh man, I want that too. And then next thing I know, I've spent like $100 last month, and then, well, the month before last, and then this month too. And then like I finally get to the summer sale, and I'm like, I'm okay, guys. I'm okay. I can't really enjoy it the way that I want to get the AAA stuff that I want to get anyways. But I've got enough backlog to go through, and I'm enjoying it. Like I said, I'm gonna get Undertale. That's the 100%, and maybe like Resident Evil 7 because it's like $8. I think it's pretty cheap, so it's worth it. Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get Doom. I can hear a voice in the back of my mind saying, "You just got $1,000. You can do it all."
Well, I mean, if you want to bloat on games, sure. But I mean, the thing about getting that much money is you can use it on so many things. Clothes, you can spend it on yourself. Yeah, treat yourself, I guess. Games, or if you want to get a new computer, like you can buy a computer, buddy. Like you can upgrade your computer right now if you wanted to. New monitor, new video card, or buy camera, or buy whatever. Yeah,
there's so many choices.
Yeah, like, I guess go crazy.
I'm very conservative with how I spend my money. Typically, where sometimes I do kind of go overboard, like the case with the last 2 months on Steam. So like I'm trying to just reel myself back in and then examine what do I need, and like honestly, like either updating part of the computer and or I could get a new monitor, or I guess sell one of these monitors. Like because like when PS5 comes out, I do want 4K.
Yeah,
I do want a 4K like monitor for a PS5. And I say that with a computer, it's like, oh, not for my computer, but for my PS5. I'm priorities, people. Anyways, we're going to move along. And there were a couple of trailers or kind of live streams that happened last week. Number one with the Marvel's Avengers. Did I get that right? Marvel's Avengers. There we go. That game brought to us by...
maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics.
Enix,
no, wait, is it Crystal Dynamics? What did I just? Well, it's a studio that they own. Anyways, is it Crystal?
Is it the Tomb Raider studio?
I thought it was the Tomb Raider studio. Was what I thought. I should probably look at that.
I mean, I feel like maybe you're right. I honestly haven't looked that much into it just because I'm not that interested in that video game. But I know it's coming from Square Enix. I know it's coming from one of their Western studios because Japan's not working on it.
And so like for me, I'm not as much of a fan of the art style. Of course, I mean it's I don't really like how they try to get close to the Marvel movie characters without actually using their without actually using their likeness and without actually using their voices. So there's a part of me that's like, man, it's like you wanted to do it, but you couldn't. And it hits that all the time. But the gameplay and what really surprised me is this does not look like it's going to be a game where you go in once and you stop. It is very much, it's Destiny. I ain't gonna lie. It's a loot based version of Marvel Ultimate Alliance. That's what I took out of it with a lot of different customizations with your powers, with the armor that you're getting, with the gear that you're getting specifically. And of course, like people were like, why isn't Spider-Man in it? And yeah, like why isn't Spider-Man there? I don't know if they're saving him for later or if he's just DLC, because they've said we're going to put more characters in later down the line.
Interesting, yeah.
So what you have is just a lot of kind of, it's a platform, and I don't think we're going to see this game unless it fails, unless it anthems. It should, in theory, be something that people are continuously playing, and they continuously do updates, free updates or expansions for to kind of work on the story. I'm excited to see Miss Marvel, aka Camilla Khan, up in here. Like I'm very excited. That's a character that I think once we get her, she's going to be in there, and I assume she's going to be in the movies too. But like I'm excited for newer characters other than the past 10 years of characters we've grown to love.
Yeah, I haven't watched I didn't see the trailer or anything. I don't know. It's just a game that I'm just not really interested in, so I didn't watch any of the trailers. But like I had no idea that it was supposed to be like a looter shooter. Is that correct?
It's
really?
a looter.
Would be.
It's like, yeah. That's basically what it is. So you'll go on missions. They have story-based missions for like your characters. To kind of give you background on them that follows the main story with MODOK. And then they also have missions where it's you and all of these you can do co-op, but there's some that are just straight up just multiplayer. Like you're going in there to just wreak havoc with your friends essentially and follow a kind of, loose based story side mission kind of thing about people who don't like superheroes in the Avengers. And you get rewards from those. You get gear, which you can customize your characters. You can customize them from, their suits. You can customize the items that they're either holding or wearing, like individual pieces. And those all have different stats and modify you. So their goal is they want your character to, your Thor, not to play like someone else's Thor. So they're, they have like 3 different skill trees and all this thing. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's a looter.
That's pretty cool.
So,
all right.
So that happened.
Yeah. So that was it. I mean,
and then there was also Cyberpunk.
So you maybe you're gonna get it or Cyberpunk? Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the audio is bouncing in weird directions. Am I gonna get Marvel? I think it depends on if my friends get it. Like me and my friends played the heck out of Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2. Like we loved that game. As bad as it is in some ways, as repetitive as it is, it's just fun. It's very fun. So if they get it, I'll consider actually buying it. But if not, then I'll just pass. It's just a time sink that I can't put time into because of Cyberpunk. Maybe I don't know. So yeah, Cyberpunk had its reveal of the brain dance and then also the trigger anime, which we don't have any other details. It's just coming in 2022. Yay. I think this is actually the director and character designer. Maybe I don't know if it's the character designer, but it's their A team is what they're kind of touting it as one of their legendary director combinations that they're doing for this. So who knows? Maybe this is like Akira for the next gen. I don't know, man. It looks, all we have is a key visual, but I'm excited for that, and Cyberpunk in general looks good.
Yeah, I mean the game is coming out soon. I mean it got a little bit delayed, but that's fine. I'm okay with waiting for basically would be a better game. I'll probably get it on PC. I think I'm probably gonna get it on GOG as opposed to Steam because the developer CD Projekt Red, they take more profits. I think you get 100% of the profits if you buy it on GOG as opposed to Steam because Steam takes a cut, right?
Okay.
But right. CD Projekt Red owns GOG. So yeah, if you buy it on there, they get all the profits, and it's a better way to support them.
Okay. Actually, I didn't know that. I didn't even know that they owned GOG. Like, what's that again? Good Old Games is what it used to be, or what it stands for?
Well, it stands for Good Old Games because they were primarily selling old games. Yeah, but no. In the last couple of years, they've basically grown to not just old games. You can get a pretty good selection of current games. Not quite as I don't think the library is quite as big as Steam, but you can still get some decently new games on GOG, and CD Projekt Red will always put their own games on GOG, and yeah, you get they get all the profits if you buy it from there. And the biggest benefit And if this matters to you, then it's a big selling point. But the biggest benefit to buying on GOG is that all your games are DRM free. So you buy them and you own them. Like Steam technically is a license.
Mm-hmm.
You're buying a license to play those video games, and at any time, Steam can revoke your license and you cannot play your games anymore, even though you paid money, because that's their agreement.
That's
but
true.
with GOG, you own the games. So you can download the installers as you wish. And I'm not saying to do this, but because the installers are DRM free, you have the right to back up those installers. So I could like save the installer and install it on any computer that I want, and then play The Witcher 3. I could save the installer to Witcher 3 on a thumb drive and give it to a family member or friend and say, here, this is Witcher 3. Like, this is the full game. And then they can play it.
And that's very much a positive. I was actually talking to a couple of friends last night about that very issue, and they were talking about the used games market and how much, once physical media goes, how much physical disc will be costing and everything. I was like, okay, but you bring up a good point. Like, you don't own those licenses, whether you're on PlayStation or pretty much anywhere except for, Good Old Games or those places that really tell you it's DRM free. You buy it. This is your copy. You're able to distribute it however you want. We don't encourage you to just lend it all out to everybody. I think lending is actually okay. It's like the kind of used when you lend out your video, you can lend something, but you definitely can't sell it to other people, like sell multiple copies kind of thing. But yeah, that's interesting. I'm gonna go check out Good Old Games now. I don't know. I don't think I have an account there. I don't think I do.
Yeah. So I got Witcher 3 on. I mean, well, it's free to make an account. But by the way, just like as an aside, if you want to start using GOG, their version, like their installer, their game library manager called Galaxy, has a cool feature that lets you kind of sign in, like link your accounts with other services, so including Steam, Origin, and I think PlayStation Network and maybe Xbox as well. So you download GOG Galaxy and just connect all your accounts, and all your games appear in one launcher, regardless of where you have them. So I can open GOG right now, and I can have Apex Legends next to, Trials of Mana, next to Witcher 3, next to like Rainbow Six Siege. Those are all different like platforms, but they all appear in one launcher. So if you care about having all your games in one place, then you can use GOG Galaxy.
Awesome. That's the tip of the day. Pro tip of the day. We're learning so much today, everyone. This is really an informative show. We've got chicken nuggets and Black Thunders, and of course we've got this wonderful GOG advice. It's been a great show. But we've got one more thing we're going to talk about. There's actually two things. I'm not actually.
Yeah, I'm not like sponsored by CD Projekt Red or anything.
Yeah,
but
we're not. CD Projekt Red. If you want to sponsor a little show here, we'll give you love that you already have. But yeah, I don't know if we want to continue too much longer just with the way my internet's going on. So I'm going to let Alex talk about the New Game Plus event that happened, the live stream that happened, and also we can maybe talk about Mixer, or we'll just flip it to next week or flip it for like a separate thing. But I think we can just end on the New Games Plus conference that happened here in Japan last week, I believe.
Yeah, last week or 2 weeks ago or something. But like, since a lot of events are going online right now because of the pandemic, yeah. So this is one of the many events that was being live streamed. I had a hard time seeing it on my computer. Actually, I'm not sure. I think it might have been like region locked, because I know that it was live, but when I went to Twitch to watch it, it wasn't online for some reason. I have no idea what was up with that. So I had to get all my news from like blogs and stuff. But they announced a selection of games. It had a bunch of like big publishers there. So like Koei Tecmo, I believe maybe was there, and NIS America, like Nippon Ichi Software, Atlas and Sega, and Indie Creates, I think.
Okay.
And a couple others, but they were just showing off some new games or some footage of games that we already knew about. So the takeaways for me was they announced Like, I don't know what are the big ones. Let me see here. So they announced the Neo Geo Pocket Color Selection, which is like a bunch of Neo Geo Pocket games in one. And I think that's really interesting for people living in North America, because correct me if I'm wrong here, I don't think the Neo Geo Pocket was released in North America. Was it or was it not? I can't remember. Maybe I'm thinking about the Wonder Swan. Do you remember the Neo Geo Pocket growing up?
There was one person in my 4th grade daycare who had one, and I always remember it because it was like nap time, and I was like, "What is that?" And I looked at it, it's like a Neo Geo Pocket, and I was like, "What is this? It's so awesome!"
Yeah, so it was in North America. So I'm thinking of the Wonder Swan, but I never had one growing up. I just never had one. But the Neo Geo Pocket Color Selection is coming out on the Switch. And honestly, there's a lot of stuff actually that announced, and maybe not something for everyone, but some of the standouts are, I would say that they showed off some Guilty Gear Strive. They also affirmed that Guilty Gear Strive is not coming out this year. That's 2021 for Strive.
Yep.
So I'm sorry for fighting game fans. You have to wait just a little bit longer. They announced an English translation, like an English localization of the Danganronpa remasters, which came out earlier this year in Japan. On mobile phones, so before you get excited, it's not on a console. These are just Danganronpa coming out on mobile phones. So if you never played Danganronpa and also don't own a PC or any kind of console, then maybe you can play on your phone. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2. So this is not a sequel to Bloodstained like the normal Bloodstained, like the full game. This is a sequel of that retro spin-off that they develop in tandem with Bloodstained.
Okay.
And a bunch of stuff too. So the Switch version of Catherine Full Body, that's also not new because that was already announced for Japan a couple of months ago. And Ys 9 English release, so NIS brought out Ys 9. And Trails of Cold Steel 4, I think they said is coming out I think next year or this year or something. So that's the final, kind of final. But it's the last in the Trails of Cold Steel arc for that storyline.
Which has been going on for...
And yeah, that's pretty much it. A bunch of stuff, like I said, but I think these are some of the standouts.
Okay. Well, I saw kind of a recap of the conference, and yeah, it was fine. Like for me, the biggest takeaways were definitely for like Guilty Gear Strive. It was just like a little gameplay, I think, of Milia and Zatoichi. So it was just kind of fun to see those two characters actually fighting, because I don't think their trailers had any gameplay in them before. So I'm looking forward to that game, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have a question. Does this mean that is this technically the, like, I don't know, Tokyo Game Show kind of thing, or is Tokyo Game Show going to do something separate? I believe they are doing something separate.
Yeah,
but,
Tokyo Game Show is still coming out.
What was this affiliated with?
What is New Game?
Like, what was this before? Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I haven't heard of this prior to this year. I don't know who did this, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know.
It's a mystery.
I'm on the website right. Yeah, I'm on the website right now, and at the very, very bottom, it just says like, for press inquiries, info@ngpx.games.
It's a mystery, man. It's like a lot of these shows, these live streams that have been going on. Okay, so you may remember on previous shows when I said that, E3's gone, like who cares, whatever. I honestly have missed E3 only for this one purpose, that all the news was at least at one central time, not like 4 or 5 different like these things are still going on, these live streams, and there's so many indie games. We didn't even talk about Bit Summit, and Bit Summit's awesome. But we didn't talk about it.
Right.
And it was online, and I think that's actually fine for Bit Summit. I think for Bit Summit being online and having some streams there, that's good, like 100%. But for all these other games, like the Guerrilla Game Collective, and then there's I think it's IGN Summer of Games or something, and there's just so much. I put a tweet out about this. I didn't know what to watch, where to watch, when to watch, except for YouTube telling me, hey, get a reminder, it's going to go live. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, I think like having a lot of the centralized events is good and bad for a couple of reasons. Because like when you have these major events, you kind of know when to tune in for gaming news. So it's like GDC, E3, PAX. and Gamescom, and then TGS, right? I think that's all of them. Am I missing one? I'm not sure. I guess Bits, I'm not sure. But you have like a cadence, you have like a schedule. So you're like, oh, I know to, in the early beginning of the year, it's GDC. And then you wait like 3 more months and then it's, or like a month, then it's PAX. And then it's E3. And then it's like the other PAX. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But with all these live streams, it's like week after week after week after week. And like I don't know. I just feel like it's easier for something to get lost in the mix of everything.
Yeah.
So, you might get blindsided with, some sudden news.
That's true. Like you might see something, like, and especially on Steam, like I'm noticing that they have a huge schedule of just showcasing game after game after game, day after day. I don't know when it's actually ending. That's the crazy thing is, like, I guess on one hand with these kind of centralized events, when they're going from and when they're going to end for the most part. But when it's just streaming online, like there really is no limit until they just have, featured who they want to feature. And then so far they're continuing and that's cool, especially what Steam did. And I really like this, and I hope E3 takes note and other conventions if this is something they want to do. But, they showcased a bunch of games on their first day or first couple of days, indie games. And then they also put the demos out on the same, not the stream, but, like the link is just right there as a graphic, like click on here to play the demo after the stream. And like, that was really cool. That's how I was like, oh snap. Okay. I watched just some things about Ghost Runner and now I can just play it, and that was cool. That kind of interactivity in that sense was really fun for demos. So I hope demos will kind of take note of that in the future, if that's something that they can do or something that studios want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
So we should probably end the podcast now. I think we came up with a pretty good time frame, but my internet, man, I am praying right now that, and I've got my fingers crossed that the audio is okay. That the audio is okay, because
well, let me know how the file looks. Yeah. I think like there might be weird like sync issues or something.
There's definitely some weird sync issues, man. I don't know if there's moments where you're talking and then like you'll speed up like chipmunk style, like I'm like, oh crap, he's talking. I'm still talking.
Well, yeah, we'll figure it out. Anyways, so yeah, that's it for this week. So once again, thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll be back next week with another hot, fresh episode for your hot ears. Follow us on the social media links in the show notes. And until then, stay cool. Hey, Jen, never thought about making a podcast?
All the time, except for we are already making a podcast.
No, but I mean like a different one, maybe a better one.
Sure.
Yeah. So I was on the internet. I was trying to figure out like what's the best host for a podcast, or pretty much how can I make a podcast. And I think I settled on Anchor.
We're already using Anchor, buddy.
Wait, are you serious? Are we actually?
I'm actually serious because it's free. And of course, we're on like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and like Google Podcasts, and so many other places.
Wait, how do we do that though?
Anchor did that for us.
Oh, just like automatically, right? Anchor will just distribute your podcast for like free?
Exactly. Wait, I thought you did the research.
Yeah, well, I kind of did, but I do know that Anchor will help you make money from podcasts. Cash money.
Cash money grabs. Exactly. That's how we're making money right now, I think.
Absolutely. Like right at this very moment.
at this very moment with this sponsorship.
Well, I mean, also Anchor has some pretty cool creation tools that let you record and also edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer, because I know you got one of those, probably.
I do have a computer, but I don't have a phone.
Well, whatever. You can still make a podcast, because in 2020, there's no reason why anyone shouldn't have a podcast.
Everyone deserves a voice. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Well, Anchor is just everything you need to make a podcast, but just all in one place. You can download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Enjoy the show, everyone. Thanks for listening.